Hello, so my name's Michael Conneely, and this video tells you about one of my Sacred West of Ireland tours, provided through my Druid Forest School. And this particular tour centres on the Battlefield of Moytura, a plateau which is just to my left over there, where the Tuatha Danaan, the sacred magical race of the ancient Irish, fought and conquered the dark and evil Fomorians. But this is stop one on the tour, which is below the plateau, and we're actually standing on a bridge over the River Unshin, just below where the River Unshin leaves Loch Arrow. And there's a very important tradition in the history or myth from the battle about this particular piece of land. So I'll just skim round so that you can see the land a little bit and the beautiful river. I can't really see where the camera's pointing. And we're standing obviously on a much more modern bridge. So basically, what happened, I'm just fitting this to the camera to the tripod, there we are. So what happened is that on the day before the battle, the good god of the Tuatha Danaan, the Dagda, the wonderful Dagda, was striding from over there towards the plateau battlefield over there. And on his back he carried his harp, the playing of which turns the seasons. And indeed, tomorrow is summer solstice here. And on the other shoulder he carried his cauldron, the cauldron of plenty, and we'll be doing work with these sacred items. But also, thirdly, he carries a club, one end of which brings life, the other end of which brings death. So he's the most wonderful god to do work with. And so the manuscript tells how the day before the battle he was striding across the land here, and then he saw, standing astride this river, the Morrigan, the war goddess of the ancient Irish. And the manuscript said she was washing her genitals. And then they mated, and from their union came victory in the battle that would start next day, and sovereignty over the land. So when you come on the first step of this tour here, first of all you attune to this land. It's very beautiful. And what energies do you think it holds? And then we go on to envision the mating. What perceptions does that give rise to about you and your life? What issues? That's the second bit of work we'll be doing. And thirdly, we do another exercise here, which is that the mating gave sovereignty. So do you feel that the issue of mating in your life gives sovereignty or not? Are you learning to move your relationship towards sovereignty or your relationship issues? And then we quite simply attune to the passing tractor, no, to the beauty of the land, and then we head to stop number 2, which is Yeats Country. The most wonderful insights about doctors at the time of the Great Battle. The 3 doctors of the Tuatha Danaan, and the dreadful issues between them and surrounding healing methods. Then we go to the plateau, where we work with scene 1, which occurred on the first day of the first battle, where Lugh, who was given command of the Tuatha Danaan for the period of the battle, called all the Tuatha Danaan in front of him and asked each of them, "And what special skill do you bring to the battle of life that is this day?" And obviously a wonderful exercise comes from that. We then go to the edge of the plateau and do a wonderful journey to the abyss. What are you carrying sort of deep down inside as another tractor comes along? And what work do you do facing the keeper of the abyss? It's a wonderful exercise. We then go on to a Neolithic court tomb and do wonderful work sensing how the quartzite rocks of the court, at either end of which is a tomb, in fact drive Hartman and Curry negative energy lines around them, repel them as it would, repel the Hartman and Curry negative energy lines. See what energies we feel when we stand outside the tomb and then in it. So it's a wonderful tour with great learning, and just go to the tours page on my Druid Forest School website. But now we start work with the union of the Dagda and the Morrigan. Thank you.